Hey, Katherine, great job on your video. Some of the stuff I did not clearly understand, but the parts that I did pick out was pretty good. I do have some discrepancies about the theory that I just wanted to share. There are things in this side of this theory that are wonderful, things that are really beneficial, but then there are some things that kind of tips my thinking, and some of those things I would like to express to you. And so, first, just let me say, reason alone is insufficient to deal with the depth of a human's life. And that is listed in Theories of School Counseling in the 21st Century by Dollarhide. And that's on page 158. And I agree to that statement. Reason alone is insufficient to deal with the depth of a human. And so I think that a lot of times when we're going into counseling sessions, we need to understand that it's not just the reason behind why we do, and I think there's a greater purpose. And so that's some of the things that I want to bring to our attention today. And one in the theory listed under the strive for identity and relationships and others, there's a part that says to the experience of loneliness. And this part was one of the things that I had to really think about and meditate on. And I just want your opinion on that. Now it says the existentialists that part of the human condition is to experience or the experience of loneliness. And this is on page 142. But they add that we can derive strength from the experience of looking to ourselves and sensing our separation. Now, this is something that I think I may understand what they're talking about, but I kind of disagree with this statement. It's that we can, but that they can add that we can derive strength from the experience of looking at ourselves. And I kind of disagree with that statement. Our strength, we do not get strength as believers from ourselves. It's not capable. We're not powerful enough to derive strength from our situations, from our cases, of ourselves. Everything in human nature that we do ends up, without God's help, ends up becoming bad. And so the opposite of strength would be weakness. And so the only thing that we could add to our lives outside of God is weakness. And now Exodus 15:20, and this is biblical principles that I believe and I like to stand on. Exodus 15:20 says that the strength of the Lord, or the Lord is my strength and my song, he has given me the victory. And there's many verses in the Bible that talks about we as people who get our strength from the Lord. And so I just have to disagree with the idea that the sense of loneliness and the loneliness that someone may feel can give them strength to overcome it. No, Christ is our strength. In him we move and we live and we have our being. Again, there's some understanding that I can pull from it, but the whole mentality is Christ is our strength, and we need to trust and to rely on him. Another thing that tilted me just for a second is a statement that I read, and this is on page 145. Also in the Corey book, the Theories and Practice of Counseling and Psychotherapy. And so it says, Doreen's believes that existential anxiety is part of living with awareness and being fully alive. In fact, the courage of living fully entails accepting the reality of death and the anxiety associated with uncertainties. Facing existential anxiety involves viewing life as an adventure rather than hiding behind imagined security that seems to offer protection. And again, this is one statement that I just thought, as a believer, I don't know if I can just agree with that the anxiety that we face, that we can view it as an adventure rather than it being a negative place. Philippians 4:6 tells us to be anxious for nothing. And so even in our natural world, in our secular world, if we're believers and if we're standing in the authority of Christ, he tells us to be anxious for nothing. He tells us, why worry about what you're going to eat? Why worry about what you're going to wear? Do the birds worry? Does the flowers worry? Should we be concerned about the issues that we really face when Christ says he's given us all power and authority to tread upon serpents, to live life according to his purpose? He said we are born in him, we live in him, we move and we have our being in him. And so this whole sense of that anxiety, the anxiety that we face can create a place for us to move and to grow past. I disagree with my spirit. And I think this theory altogether is a very good theory, but I have to stay and have to choose that the person-centered theory would be the way for me to counsel students. I appreciate your opinion, and I value your opinion. I thank you for sharing your opinion. But again, there's one other thing that really tilt me, and but I'm thankful for the opportunity to share in this class, and thank you for your opinions. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.